Good morning, everybody. We've got a few minutes with UFL owner Danny Garcia and UFL president and CEO Russ Brandon. We do have some microphones, but you want to just go ahead first? Al?
Yes, sure. How you doing? Nice to see you guys again. This is Alan Alfred from the Alan Alfred Sports Talk Show. Glad to see you both again.
Thank you.
So, can you talk about the transition from going from the XFL to the UFL? Has it been for you each personally, that transition?
Oh, let CEO go first. He's really felt that transition.
Yeah. Well, we've talked to our staff yesterday and said, we've been an entity for 78 days when we closed on this deal. It has been a wonderful experience, quite frankly. Having a background with the folks from Fox, especially Eric, Daryl, and the team, the whole process has been about respect and empathy and relationships. And this is great for the ecosystem of the game of football. And when you take that lens, each and every day, the process was as smooth as it could have gone. There was a lot of moving parts, and it took quite a while to get to where we are today, but we are here today, and today is truly day one of the UFL.
Absolutely, and I'll follow up from an ownership standpoint. We had an incredible leadership within the team. Russ and the team, we had obviously some legal hurdles we had to get through to get here, but it makes so much sense. I would say, as I've been in camp, and I was at camp last week with all of the teams, you could feel the cloud of uncertainty between XFL and USFL, et cetera, back and forth was gone. It was just UFL. And the athletes were so incredibly focused and they were so ready. So the payoff of maybe all the multiple millions of steps that we had to get through was absolutely worth it. And now the culture of UFL will thrive and grow. So it's been great.
Good morning, Brian Murray, K104. So just a quick question for both of you all. With the merging of the USFL and the XFL, do you feel that you have the best combination of talent, like after the NFL, excluding college play?
I'll jump into that one first. Usually, you'll give the great answer. I'm going to say immediately yes. Obviously we had to go through a process of taking 16 teams down to 8 teams, and within that process, the drafting process we had in place that Russ can be more detailed about, we've come away with talent that's just absolutely stellar. You'll see it in the play, you see it in the size, you see it in the conditioning. Each team, if you were to look historically to who they were last year versus this year, it's the differences right there.
Yeah, I would echo those sentiments. We onboarded 600 athletes on February 22nd, and it was markedly different when you looked at the athletes that were entering the process, and then when you watch it on the field as well, it really stands out to you. We have 400 athletes here now, and 315 of those athletes have signed an NFL contract. And when you look at the amount of athletes, I think we've had 107 of those athletes that were drafted in the NFL. And look at the collegiate experience and the coaching development here. I'm really excited to see the product on the field throughout the weekend and beyond. I think you'll see a marked difference in the dynamic play from our athletes.
Jeff Gold with Fox Dallas. Welcome to Arlington. Obviously, the goal here is to make spring football last, to make this league grow. How do you feel at this juncture? Are there nerves? Is there excitement? What is the feeling about what is to come this season?
I think there should always be nerves, even the leadership
Absolutely.
position, right? And we have an incredible partnership. We've got owners around the table who know the game and know how to build legacy and are experts. We have executive leadership that is just absolutely stellar. And you've also have additional ownership who knows entertainment, right? Who knows how to do big and broad. So, our deck is stacked. We know we've got work to do, but I have never been more confident because the pathway is clear, right? We've got an incredible system set up. We have a wonderful location. We've got an abundance of talent and more talent waiting to come. And, the fans aren't responding. So our ticket sales have increased and continue to increase through the year. And those principles, those really important metrics are all in place and are improving. So from my opinion, I feel great.
Yeah, I would say, I say this often, being in the NFL as long as I was, I often say it all starts with ownership. And when you look at our ownership portfolio, when you have such a power in Danny Garcia, Dwayne Johnson, Fox, Redbird Capital, Disney, that's a darn good start to what we're doing. And when you look at the legacy XFL of 2020, the pandemic obviously hit, they were doing very well, and that was super unfortunate, as we all know. The USFL was off to a solid start, very good start for the last 2 years, and we had an excellent start last year. So putting this all together, I think the timing is right. We're building for long-term sustainable success. Quite honestly, I would not be here if we weren't taking that approach. So I truly believe that this league will be here well beyond my years.
Good morning, Kelvin Cayley, BCP Plus. Thank you for the opportunity. One big drawing point for the XFL was the innovation in the rules and what you guys brought. And we obviously see that with the kickoff affecting the NFL now. Is the goal of the UFL still that, to be that innovative league and bringing new ideas to the table that will impact football overall?
Sure. We're a league of innovation and technology. I always say we're not a league of gimmicks, we're a league of innovation, and we will continue to look at that through every single lens, both on and off the field. So the answer to your question is yes, we will continue to. The other thing that we're nimble, and we can look at things holistically and see what's best for our players and for our league and for our fans. And when you have an ownership group who's so involved in the process and understands every element of the process, it makes it a lot easier for us to react to how we're going to continue to innovate as we move forward.
And it's a principle. It's one of our founding principles. We apply it to, not only what happens on the field, but how are we interacting with our players? How are we interacting with our coaches? What is the content we're developing? How are we, disseminating that in new and innovative ways? So it's, at the end of the day, one of the things UFL should always, when people think of the UFL and spring football and the dynamic play, that word innovation should always be there.
Hey guys, Matty Fresh from Springball Boulevard. You guys got the XFL to the end of season 1 last year, which is something not a lot of people thought was going to happen. Now in 2020,
No, I did.
I told you guys you couldn't do it if you did something pretty special. In 2024, that doesn't seem to be an issue. How do you define success for the UFL in 2024?
I think we're going to have some similar point of views, but maybe a little bit different. I'm going to say that it's going to continue to build upon what we have here today, right? To have the success that we had, and then to continue development with our players that we have, to have dynamic play, to have our fans engage in an even greater way, to have more fans. Right? We've got some new markets now with our USFL coming in that we're developing and growing. So we actually have a lot of metrics that go beyond just the performance on the field, with the performance on the field being one of the anchors, right? Our expectation is that you will see it today, and you will see it through all our broadcasts for the next 10 weeks plus. But there is a lot of places that we're looking at, and it's going to be measured growth.
Yeah, absolutely. Really everything Danny said, from that standpoint, I've been asked this question numerous times, and it's everything from on the field, off the field, player engagement, fan engagement, our social and digital strategies, how we're presented on linear television, all the things that I'm more excited about that. I've spent the last month planning 25 season and how we're laying out the future of this league, how we're a 365-day operation, how we're going to activate in the non-season. So those are very exciting pillars for our team to work on, and we've been working on that for the last few months.
So our last 2 questions.
Carlos Nava, ESPN International Deportes. How important is the Hispanic market for the UFL? The football is growing up in Mexico or some other countries like crazy. So what is the plan with the Hispanics?
Oh, it's good. Are you asking this cute? Absolutely important. The Hispanic market, in fact, first of all, you look at ownership, right? So that extension and leading into those markets are extremely important for us. There's incredible talent there. The fan base is extremely important to me personally, to Russ, to ownership. So we'll continue to make sure our focus, our conversations, how we're telling stories, always has a lens that's broadest, right? So it includes who our viewers are. So of course we acknowledge and we build towards that fact. So I would say absolutely very important.
Yes, we're a league of diversity, and we will continue to market to diversity and continue to add to our organization with diversity. And with that will become more and more marketing promotional opportunities across the board for all of our events.
So last question.
Welcome, y'all. Jimmy Jai with V210 Sports. Besides continuing to create opportunities for the 54th man, what are y'all looking to improve upon this year specifically to continue to be able to provide this opportunity for players moving forward?
Yeah, it's a great question. You know, when you go to, I do the circle pretty much every day and go to practices and see these young men that are chasing their dream or continuing to play. So we are a standalone professional league, and that's what the UFL stands for, to unlock and unleash the opportunities for these young men. One of the things that has been thrilling for me personally is to tell Danny that we just lost our head of strength and conditioning, Zach Woodfin, to become the head of strength and conditioning for the Tennessee Titans. You know, that's a thrilling opportunity for him. It's not just about all the athletes on the field, it's about our officials. We had 6 officials get promoted to the NFL. People in social media, athletic training, not only to the NFL, but to other dreams that they're looking to achieve in their life, and this league provides that. And for me, personally, it's very fulfilling to see people in our organization continue to thrive.
Absolutely. We continue, this past year we did our HBCU combines, which were fantastic. I was so happy to see one of my players from that combine that we specifically offered. We will continue to be not only casting the widest net when we're looking at where talent should be or maybe is not being addressed, we do the same thing for our organization. That, and I'm glad you asked that question, because that, very similar to the innovation question, is one of our specific pillars that people should think about when they think of the UFL. That's how important it is to us. I mean, if you look at ownership, look at myself. Right? I'm not the 54th man. I'm the 120th woman. So, that energy and that pathway to say, where can greatness lie and how do we unleash it? That's who we are. So thank you for that.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Ask DJ all the hard questions. Yeah, tell him Russ said that.
How are you? I know. How you been?
Good.